All right. What's going on, everybody? Just give me 1 second here. I'm gonna get everything set up and we'll go ahead and start today's live stream. Let's see. Can you guys hear me? Whoever's here right now, can you guys see and hear me? Everything good? Oreo cheesecake time. Hey, it might be soon enough. Let's see here. Yeah, guys, we'll go ahead and make. Oh, okay, perfect. What's going on, Rob? Wait for more people to come in, and then we'll go ahead and start the live stream. Cool. It's a good day, guys. Well, it's been a pretty decent day. I feel like I haven't been on YouTube in a minute, guys. I haven't posted a video in like 3 days. I'm freaking out. So it's good to be back. It really is. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and put the live stream up over here as well. Thank you, Rob. Yeah, if you guys are just joining in, make sure you hit the like button for me. I greatly appreciate it as you guys come in. And we'll talk about everything going on with the cruise ship industry. So we got a decent amount of good news, which I'm pretty excited about. The lens looks hazy. Give me a second. Yeah, it does. Maybe it's just dirty. Think that help? Yeah, okay, cool. I thought it was maybe my lighting or something. But yeah, all right, it's definitely a lot better. Let's see here. Question of the day, before we get into it, did anybody partake in the Black Friday? Anybody buy any cruises for Black Friday at all? Maybe January, something like that? I know there were a ton of deals floating around all over social media. Sad the Bucks lost. Yeah, they did. I mean, hey, you can't win them all, right? I mean, Brady's great, but he's not that great. Nope, but sold a... What'd you sell? Oop. You got one for April. When did you buy it? Yesterday? And did you buy excursions yesterday as well for Cyber? Wait, well, today's Cyber Monday, but like a Black Friday deal. Did you buy them? Let's see. Nope. Already gave up until they actually resume. I don't blame you. I already have 4 booked. Yeah, honestly, I'd be surprised if a lot of people end up booking cruises either between yesterday and today for Cyber Monday. Cruises. Yeah, I know. I don't know, Rob. My bad. I was thinking about something else. I don't know. I'm thinking about you personally. But that's great. I mean, obviously there's still definitely some, a high demand for cruising, especially for 2021, as most of you know. Don't know if people were expecting Tampa to beat Kansas. No, definitely not. I don't think so. Kansas City is too good. Bought drink packages. Okay, cool. 3 cruises booked in late in the year for 2021. Yeah, honestly, at this point, the later cruises that you guys have right now for, let's say, the second half of 2021 is definitely better than having any time in January, February, or even up until spring right now because there's so much uncertainty going on. I already have 5 cruises booked in 20. Yeah, I don't blame you. That's a lot. What's going on with my internet? I'm trying to get the live stream up on here. Let's see. How did you do with the storms this morning? The storms were so random. Now, so the thing about me is that I love storms. I sleep like a baby during storms, especially on the ship. Whenever the ship will be rocking and whatnot, I slept like a baby. I mean, I was hoping it would last all day, but it rained like, I don't know, like 7 a.m., 8 a.m. for like 20 minutes and it stopped. From DR, Dominican Republic. How you guys doing? Okay, we're back. Just give me a second, guys. I like to put my live stream up on here, and then we'll go ahead and get started with everything going on. So, to be honest with you guys, there's not a ton of crazy news going on right now, which is why, like, with Thanksgiving and holiday season, I've been spending time with family, friends, and all that. I haven't posted a video in, like, I think it's like 4 days now, which is a little weird for me. I felt weird just kind of taking a break, but honestly, I needed it just to kind of refresh and whatnot. But it's definitely good. I'll be back uploading videos tomorrow. I just want to, I've been trying to see what's going on. I've been watching Don's videos. I've been watching La Lita Loca, whatnot. I try to stay updated. I have a cruise in January 9/6. You think it'd be canceled? A Symphony of the Seas. I hate to say it, but yes, I do believe it will be canceled, to be honest with you. Do you think announcements about January cruise will come out this week? Yeah, I've been saying, I mean, honestly, I was surprised it didn't come out sometime last week because from what I've seen so far, Royal Caribbean hasn't canceled, NCL hasn't canceled, Virgin Voyages hasn't canceled. A lot of heavy hitters right now that have not canceled the cruises for January. And at this point, I think it's inevitable because right now, January seems to be the only time that, if anything, we'll probably see the test sailings going on. I do not see cruising happening in January. at this point, February, to be honest. I think the best date that we can look at optimistically and somewhat confidently would probably be around, not even March, probably April, to be honest with you guys. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think like mid, like in the middle, like right in the thick of spring is when we'll see cruising for paying passengers. I couldn't see it going any other way at this point. There's been no word for Royal Caribbean about Royal. I know Tampa Port is closed until April, yet they still selling cruises from Tampa to in January. Yeah, that's the, you know, it kind of blows my mind. On one end, I understand that cruising is a business, you know, but at the same time, after everything that's going on, I'm somebody that believes in transparency. The cruise lines should still maybe put an asterisk or something like by the booking that says, oh, this may not happen. You know what I mean? I wonder if even private charter cruises, yeah, that could happen. It could be a possibility. But it's just with everything going on, I think at this point, I think the cruise lines personally should be a little bit more transparent about how they're conducting business, because they're going to lose a lot of loyal clientele because of how they're doing things. Say, Scott, there's going to be many test cruises to go through the first. Yeah, exactly. No company is going to want to screw that up. No, I agree. And I don't think these test sailings, it's not going to be just one cruise, because at the bare minimum, what they're going to have is probably just the all crew do the test cruises to make sure all the crew know the protocols and, you know, everything needs to be conducted if they have an outbreak or anything like that. And then they're going to turn around, and this is, I doubt it's going to happen this way, right? So one cruise with just the crew, another cruise with, let's say, media, influencers, people that are going to be volunteering, stuff like that. But in my opinion, I do believe that we're probably going to see the crew members do at least 2, maybe 3 cruises before they decide to say, you know what, we're going to bring some paying passenger or volunteers on and then go from there. But even when they bring the volunteers on, there's still going to be a lot of hoops they got to jump through. They're probably going to do at least maybe 2 or 3 cruises with just, you know, with the volunteers as well before they decide to start, you know, having paying passengers on board. I can't see it going any other way, to be honest with you guys. You know, so, you know, if you look at it from that type of scale, on top of all the other things the cruise lines have to do, they got to recontract with all of the suppliers, all the food, everything. They got to do all of that stuff before they have cruising come back. So optimistically, I'm looking at maybe April, very, very beginning of April, if nothing changes. Ooh, hold on, guys. Let me go ahead and go back to the feed. I just got hit with a bunch of stuff. Cruise lines need to understand people need to fly, book hotels. Yeah, exactly. Carnival is offering $1,100 credit to books, something before the new year. But for what? So they can turn around and offer you either a cancellation fee or they can offer you future cruise credit later. You know, that's one thing that I think is probably the most overlooked right now. Like, I'm not a travel agent. I don't work for any particular cruise line, but from what I can see with the situation, it kind of worries me how they're accumulating all these people. You're talking about millions of people with future cruise credit. They're going to have to redeem it at some point in time. And I don't see the cruise lines being able to accommodate that. And, you know, I'm assuming they're going to figure out some type of formula to where everybody's happy, but it's going to be a very long and very expensive process for the cruise lines. Let's see, do you think they'll make having the vaccine mandatory for embarkation? Yeah. I'm sure most of you guys know airlines are talking about it right now. I believe JetBlue was already talking about it. We already have that, what's that airline over in Australia? Was it I forgot the name. I don't want to say the wrong name, but it's like Qantas or something like that over in Australia. They are already talking about they're going to make it mandatory, and we're going to see a lot of pushback before that happens. Qantas, thank you. Yeah, Qantas. Had 2 cruises in October and November 2021, Royal Caribbean. They already canceled them. Claims that the ship is being pulled from the Mediterranean to a different area. Bummer. Yeah, that's another thing that needs to be talked about. Like all these cruises that are set up in, let's say, January, where are the ships? You got these ships all over the world, Africa, Asia, you know, they're all over the place. And to get these crews back to, let's say, their port that they're supposed to be sailing out of, especially here in the United States, it's going to be a process. It's not just going to be them sailing here, stock up on supplies and get the passengers on there and head out. January is not happening. Like, I would be very, 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 very surprised if Royal Caribbean sails, if anybody else sails for that matter. What do you think about cruising in Alaska in June? When it comes to Alaska, I do believe that cruising needs to happen ASAP over in Alaska, so I'm pretty sure you're going to pull out all the stops. I could see June for sure for Alaska unless something happens, because they need the revenue. You know, you got places like Juneau and whatnot over there. You got cities over there that depend on cruising for a big majority of their revenue, and then they don't have it right now. So they're going to need tourism. They're going to need cruise lines to go back out there. But then they got to talk with Canada as well if they don't find some way to kind of change up the the Jones Act so that they don't have to go back and forth between Canada just to get to Alaska. So yeah, it's gonna be a rough ride for the next couple months. I mean, things are seeming to look like it's kind of working out, but as of right now, there's just so many hoops that the cruise lines still have to jump through it, and it's gonna be a long process before we see anything start to kind of come into fruition as far as paying passengers being able to get on board the ship. You know, it's a crappy situation, but it's just the reality, right? As far as like, let's say maybe the no sail order, I think it's going to be a while before we hear anything about that because we still have to have the change in administration over in February. So I do think the test sailings will probably happen in January, and then after that, if the CDC no sail order gets reinstated, which I doubt because the framework is pretty tough as it is, it could though. It would happen in, let's say, February. They might do it for a month or whatever so that they can ride this out until springtime when they actually accept paying passengers. Let's see. Do you think the roles of the musicians will change? Instead of going to musical responsibilities will be required to do additional tasks? Yeah, for sure. I mean, for musicians, I mean, it depends on the type of entertainer you are on board. I know a lot of friends of mine, because I never had to, they had a lot of side work they had to do. The only thing that I had to do was whenever we had the drills, my job was just to kind of assist the passengers in where they had to go. But I mean, even then, like it wasn't even part of the test. Like they just told us that's what we had to do in the event of an actual emergency. But I never had to physically do anything ever other than my show, which I was doing that maybe 2 days a week. But I do think that's going to change. Hey man, love your channel and the content. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Got to get back on it. 4 days to me felt like a lifetime, but I needed the break. I really did. Let's see. You said earlier in the video you would never work for another cruise line. Can you elaborate why a bit? You seem to enjoy it and did well. Well, the thing is, like, there's a lot of reasons. I mean, I've been traveling for a very long time. Before I was working for cruise lines, I was working for touring companies, mainly this company called the Harlem Globetrotters, where I'd be gone from Christmas Day for literally half the year. And I have a son too, so for me to just be up and gone all the time, that's already a hassle because just, you know, you got to pick up all your stuff, your life, and then go on a ship. And then you got to come back and try to like basically just regroup and reorganize your life all over again. It becomes very stressful after a while. I'm so disconnected from people here because of all the traveling, and honestly, I hate it. I really do. But on top of that, I would never get a contract like the one I had when I was working on the ship. I was working 2 days a week. I had my own room. I had you know, guest privileges. I had every single island, every single port off, and I had room service. You know, I still to this day have not met anybody other than the people that were on my ship that had that type of luxury on, you know, during a contract. You know what I mean? Like my room wasn't that big, but I was set up pretty nice for my contract. I couldn't see that happening again. And for that reason, I wouldn't work on another ship. Unless I was some kind of guest entertainer or something of that nature. Yeah, I would definitely do it. But other than that, I wouldn't work on another ship. Never. So yeah, hopefully that answered your question. Any update on Virgin Voyages? No, I mean, I believe they have their cancellations. They haven't canceled until 2021 yet. They canceled for December. That's the last time I believe we've heard from them. I know the Scarlet Lady is supposed to be receiving some renovations. Hopefully they're getting rid of that little tiny pool that they got. But, and maybe the IKEA, you know, furniture they got in the rooms too for the price that they're having us pay. But, I mean, they've been pretty silent, to be honest. I know a lot of people want to know what's going on with Virgin, but they've been silent. They haven't said a word lately. But I do think it's only a matter of time. I think at some point, obviously, Royal Caribbean is going to have to speak up. NCL, you know, of course, Virgin Voyages. We might hear something this week, but if not, I guess we'll hear something at the beginning of the month because the cruise lines are going to have to regroup, reorganize, and figure out what they're going to be doing, you know, for the rest of the year and the start of 2021 because it's not so far away. Does the Singapore cruise happening tomorrow count as a test cruise or is it paid passengers? Don't quote me on this, but I believe it's paid passengers. I got to talk to one of my friends. One of my friends, Haley, is actually a dancer on the Quantum of the Sea, so I should reach out to her. Honestly, I should have reached out to her before this and see exactly what's going on because she'd be more than happy to give me the information. But I believe it's paid passengers, at least from what I've seen with the announcements and articles and whatnot. But who knows? I mean, it could be just specialty guests and stuff like that. But either way, it's still a good step for cruising. You know, I mean, it's over in Asia, over in Singapore, but still, like, that's just one other group that we could watch. You see things have been going well in Europe with MSC and whatnot. And one thing that, you know, something in my opinion that keeps getting overlooked is the fact that it's the bigger cruise lines that have been doing well. You know, the Grandiosa has been doing well for months. You know, all the other larger cruise lines have been doing pretty good. They haven't really had any instances. And the only places that we have problems are the smaller cruise lines or the private yachts and whatnot. And I really wish that the local governments, the CDC, and people that are in charge of cruising, or you know, whether they can cruise or not, would actually look at that as opposed to just putting everybody in one giant category. But unfortunately, we all know that's not going to happen. You know, if one thing happens on a ship, people are going to blame everybody. Do you think all the crew have to have their own cabins? I think it would have to, but I don't see that happening. I don't. I mean, I'm sure, well, most of you may not know this, but the thing about being on a ship is that the crew are technically on any particular cruise ship a lot of the time, except for like maybe the yachts, are understaffed. That's why you'll see so many crew members being piled up into one room. Like as far as space per person, the ship is understaffed and the cruise lines can only do so much to accommodate the crew because, you know, they can only have so much room as far as like the crew area. That's why you see so many people stacked into one area. Like you'll see 4 people to a room, 2 people to a room. It's not to punish the crew. It's just because they're understaffed. They don't have a lot of room, and you know, it's just how it goes. But I do believe that maybe they'll have to do it, but that will mean less crew, which means, you know, maybe less of an experience for everybody else that's going on a cruise as a paying passenger. For quarantine, they will. So that's got, yeah. For quarantine, they will, but after that period, probably go back to living in having roomies. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can't see that being sustained long term unless they decide to just completely block off a piece of the guest rooms and put the crew there. But then that's going to be a whole nother fiasco in itself because everybody fights for the extra rooms if they have it. If there's a guest room, somebody's going to wonder why they got the crew room and this person got the guest room with the balcony or whatever, the porthole or something like that. So I just think it'd be too much for the cruise lines to even try to manage, in my opinion. So let's see. Can you talk a little bit about the significance of the December date approaching? As far as what? You talking about just in general with the industry? You're talking about with maybe the Quantum of the Seas over in Singapore? What exactly do you want me to elaborate on? With Carnival, they will be having crew living alone. Yeah, I've heard. I mean, I've been talking to some of my friends about it. They've been telling me, but I just don't see that happening long term because that means that the ship would inevitably have to be understaffed because there's not enough solo rooms for everybody. If that was the case, everybody on a cruise ship that worked on a cruise ship ever would have their own room. They're going to have to be understaffed, which again makes more work for the crew, same pay, maybe even less. It's going to be a harsh living style. It really is. Cruising from South America is not going to happen for some time. Has anybody looked at the latest virus numbers down here? Yeah, I mean, we say that, you know, but you also understand here in Florida, I work at clubs, I work at bars, I go out and there's no mask mandate. There's nothing here. Everybody's kind of doing their own thing. So who knows? I mean, they might decide to go ahead and give it a chance at the end of the day. Let's see. I missed something. Ray and Sue's. How you doing, guys? I hope everything's going well with your channel. And yeah, I mean, it's good to see you guys. It's always good to see people that are also operating within the cruising community because, you know, we all want to get back to cruising as soon as possible. But unfortunately, you guys know there's just a lot of hoops right now to jump through. And it's a confusing time for sure for the industry. And nobody really knows what's going to happen yet, except maybe like the higher ups and whatnot. They get little messages here and there. They know what's up. Don't understand why they decide already so annoying. What do you mean? Decide what? As far as cruising? How full can you see companies booking their ships? I think if they're going to start cruising, they may have to just kind of bite the bullet and do 60% occupancy, something of that nature. Because, you know, let's say out of the gate, especially in a place like the United States, if they come out and just do 100% like full occupancy, it's going to cause a lot of problems. It's going to get the media's attention and whatnot. So I think they're going to have to start with smaller ships. Oh, Scott, is that what she's talking about? The cruise ships talking about like the chance to be one of those 19 ships that everybody's talking about that has to be in the U.S. waters by December? Is that what's being talked about? Okay, my bad. Yeah, so I don't, like, there isn't a ton of information out on it. Honestly, it's a little confusing, but I know there's a lot of ships. As a lot of you know, there's ships that are currently docked over in Miami right now. And there are more ships coming from around the world because apparently with the CDC, I don't know why they have this weird number of 19, but I guess at some point there's supposed to be 19 cruise ships that are going to be allowed to sail potentially for like the first couple months of the year, the first half of the year. So, I mean, like I said, it hasn't really been decided who those ships are going to be, but I guess the cruise lines have to be in the United States within 30 days so they can fill out the paperwork, do the test sailings and all that in order to get in the loop to get to what I like to call the golden ticket to be able to sail. So it's kind of one of those things. I guess maybe it's a first come, first serve, or who has the best track record. I don't know exactly how they're going to do it. But either way, it's going to be interesting to see how all that plays out. Confusing why flying is okay but not cruising. I mean, they're in their own land. You know, the cruise lines or airlines, they're U.S. companies for one. So, you know, obviously they're going to be catered to by U.S. governments and whatnot. On top of that, I think I made a video. Actually, I did make a video a couple months ago talking about this. The difference between cruise lines, like and airlines, just in its general sense, cruising is a leisure business. Right? People do it for fun. People do it to take a break, right? I mean, yeah, there are people that work on cruise ships that depend on it for the revenue. There are ports that depend on it and islands that depend on cruising for their revenue. But in its general sense, cruising is more so for fun and relaxation, whereas airlines are essentially, you know, just kind of essential to the world. We need them. If airlines stop today completely in our world that we live in, I think things will kind of fall apart because people have to get to places these days. I mean, we do have, like, you know, digitally you can FaceTime and whatnot. But, you know, the world requires people to be able to be physically transported to places. So that would mean, you know, how deep would it go? If they shut down, let's say, the airlines, that means what are they going to shut down? I don't know, the trains, the buses. You know, we need this stuff. Cruising, I hate to say it, but on a leisure standpoint, in its general sense, we don't need cruising, if that makes sense. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to cruising because, like I said, I know people depend on it, but I do believe that's just the fact of the matter. You know, and I do believe the fact that these airlines, being American-based companies, play a big part as far as how the governments are going to be biased as far as how they're going to conduct things. So, yeah, it doesn't make sense sometimes. It doesn't really add up to, you know, when you look at how many people depend on cruising, whether they work on a cruise ship or they, you know, have a store that, let's say, usually generates most of the revenue from tourists or people that come from cruise ships. But that's just how it is. Somebody said Disney. Yeah, Disney's open. The theme parks are open. Everywhere is open. You know what I mean? So, was that Scott? Well, the airlines have a lot of lobbyists. And yeah, exactly. It does make a difference. You know, there's always a lobbying going on. But again, it also doesn't help that cruise lines aren't, you know, organized technically in the United States. You know, they're not governed by the U.S. government. So that's also the reason why they didn't get any type of stimulus or, you know, government backing, funding, anything like that. You know. So it's kind of one of those things where people argue that the cruise lines kind of shot themselves in the foot by trying to be corporated someplace else as opposed to the United States. That way they can, you know, find these loopholes through taxes and, you know, labor laws and whatnot. So maybe it's karma. Maybe it's just, you know, they played the game, they rolled the dice. And unfortunately, when it came to the ultimate situation being this pandemic, now they are kind of just out of luck, you know, SOL. Well, you know, it is what it is at the end of the day. But I do think the cruise lines are going to pull through. Now, personally, I do think, and I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer or anything like that, but I do think we're going to see maybe not more bankruptcies, but we'll probably see these fleets with maybe Carnival, Royal Caribbean, the big three, you know, and other cruise lines as well, the subsidiaries, they are going to go down in size, meaning they're probably going to end up selling ships. And I can almost guarantee it that will happen if we don't see cruising happening in spring. The cruise lines can't sustain forever. You know, they have a lot of money, but you're talking about them bleeding literally millions of dollars a month. No company can sustain that. Stocks have risen. That's helped them out. Yeah, I've been watching the stocks. I'm honestly thinking about buying a little bit more, but I'm not in a rush. You are more at risk of going to Walmart than going in a ship. Yeah, some of these Walmarts, guys, they're not the best environments to be around. Whenever I go to Walmart, I'm in and out because you'll go to some of them sometimes. It's like there are people out there pretty much walking around with no shoes, no shirt. You know what I mean? What happened to no shoes, no shirt, no service? People just don't even care anymore. So, yeah, you're right. But the cruise lines definitely have a rough ride ahead of them. But I will stick to that. I do believe that even before spring, we're probably going to see more ships getting sold off. You know, cruise lines might not announce it, but I do think we're going to deal with those situations as time goes on. And I honestly and unfortunately, I do believe that if we do not see like some type of legitimate cruising happening in spring, we are going to see maybe not a cruise line go under, but we're going to see a lot of bad things happen for the cruise lines because they'll be at that breaking point on that last half of the year. Well, that's Scott. They do have a lot of future cruise credits to fulfill, so I wonder how it'll be before they start making profits again. That's what I'm saying. You're talking about millions. This isn't even a joke. This is millions and millions of people that now have future cruise credit that need to be redeemed. So what are the cruise lines going to do? Just continue offering free cruises because people need to redeem their future cruise credit? You know, they're already burning through the money that people have already paid for on their bookings. So it's going to be a while. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, Who was that? Steve, 2022, 2023. Yeah, before they start making legitimate profits again, it's going to be, even at this point, if they start in the spring, in my opinion, I do believe it's going to take about a year for them to really start seeing some profits. Yeah, I was going to talk about that, Ray and Sue. Yeah, Odyssey of the Seas floated out today, which is a big step in the building process. Is great. But, we'll see. Hopefully we don't see any more delays with any of these ships being built, but I think we probably will just because of the setbacks with the shipyards and all that. I was sailing, if sailing's up to DeSantis, I think it would be going, but it's not up to him. Yeah. I mean, honestly, living in Florida, guys, like, I'm somebody that's out and about. I'm not sitting in my house like a hermit crab. I'm actually going out and partying. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I go out, like on a Friday, Saturday night, or I'm working or something. I got something going on. But one thing I've noticed is that everybody's out, So, I mean, as far as cruising, what difference does it make? They could be a little bit better as far as on a government standpoint, as far as who goes on the ship and whatnot. But why not? Where's the clock? Who asked that? The clock is right here. But I like to try to have like my live stream up. It just kind of helps me out a little bit. Seems like the Bucks lose every time you work a game. That's not true. They actually won last time I worked. I wasn't working the Bucks yesterday. So that, if anything, I'm good luck. Just saying. They lost yesterday. I wasn't working the Bucks game yesterday. When did you start your channel? What year? I started my channel. So I created the channel I think it was like the September of 2018 when I was on the ship. And I didn't post my first video until I think it was like November, December of 2018. So yeah, pretty much like, it's like the anniversary. I gotta actually look at the actual date, but it was 2 years now. So, let's see, I missed something. I think somebody said something about future cruise credit. I gotta find it. I'm on the gym in July, yes or no? I could see, yeah, July, definitely. Definitely. I think that, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, I haven't been paying too much attention to the cruise mapper, but isn't the gym already here in the US waters? Also, keep in mind, the CDC is requiring a 60-day advance notice and waiting period between the test cruise and the first revenue sailing. Yeah, exactly. So, it's going to be a good minute before we see paying passengers, unfortunately. But I do believe that the cruise lines, they need to get started ASAP. Like, as far as these test sailings, I mean, who knows? They probably could have been conducting them already in private. We just don't know. Can we see a pic of your son? Yeah, I mean, I usually have them on my Instagram and Facebook if you guys have added that, but hold on. I always keep one right here. Even though this is literally like 3 years ago, but he's still the same. Yeah, that's my son, by the way. I know, everybody, I have the cutest kid in the world. Be jealous, it's all right. But yeah, so, give me a second, let me put this stuff back. Horizon, yeah, I know about the Horizon. Let's see, Dren had a dry docking box. Yeah, so the gem is still in US waters. So, I mean, I'm trying to figure out, honestly, I've been trying to do a little bit of research to see what's going on with this whole 19 cruise thing. 19 cruise ships that are supposed to be allowed to sail in US waters with paying passengers. But there's not a lot of information on it. It seems like that was just some random number that was thrown out. Would you let your son grow dreads? Yeah, he wanted to at first, and he changed his mind. When am I going back to Europe? Well, I was planning on being in Europe for New Year's, but I don't know what's going to happen with all the travel bans and whatnot. That's the plan. Honestly, I'm one of those last minute people too. I've been looking at tickets. I told myself I was going to buy a ticket on Tuesday or Wednesday, but I haven't yet. So my plan is to be in Europe by New Year's so I can go be with my girl and, not be alone. He changed his mind when he saw yours. No, honestly, I've had dreadlocks since he was a baby, and that's when he wanted them. It wasn't until I cut mine that he decided he didn't want them. So I don't know. Maybe he wanted to be like me, I guess. I'm growing some new ones now, but I mean, I guess he just realized it's too much of a hassle. Having dreadlocks is a lot, especially keeping them clean, and not looking like a Rastafarian or something like that. So it can be difficult. So I don't blame him. Somebody said something. Do you think that the likelihood that the test cruises have started in private? I've heard this theory before. I believe some of them have, yeah. Yeah, you can't, I mean, that's something that can't be ruled out. The CDC, they kind of put this out last minute, I wish they had said something before all of this, but I do believe that maybe the cruise lines could be working with them in private to try to figure something out. That way they can sail sooner rather than later. But I don't think it's going on like a regular scale. But they could be conducting private cruises right now with just the crew, I believe. And then at some point they're going to come back and say, all right, well, we need volunteers, or they're going to bring in their, their members, loyalty program members that are with the cruise lines, and they're going to kind of go from there. So for example, Royal Caribbean, your Crown and Anchor, stuff like that. But I do think it's definitely possible. I don't know for sure. I've been trying to do some digging, but who knows at this point. I'm an NCL crew member. Which month of next year do you think NCL will start? What's your opinion? Like I said, I don't see cruising with paying passengers at least until spring. I'm talking about like April though, not March. So crew will lose, oh wow, I can't speak right now. Crew will lose a lot of money on their families, and our families are hungry. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, guys. I've been talking about this stuff for months. I mean, the thing is, whenever this whole thing went down, I talked about it a lot in my videos, and it was met with a lot of controversy. A lot of people said I was just being a Debbie Downer. But I kept telling crew, I was like, look, I told my friends too. I was like, look, if you guys, you know, are home, go find some other sources of income, because cruising's not happening for a while. It's unfortunately, but the writing on the wall was already there. Like, I'm talking about March, but you know, it's just an unfortunate time right now. Like, I'm doing okay. I have friends here in the United States that work on cruises. They're doing okay. However, you know, I have a lot of friends that live in the Philippines. I have friends that live all over the world that I've been talking to, especially the ones in developing countries. They're not doing so hot right now. You know, so I try to check back in with them, talk to them, see what's going on, but it's just a crappy situation. Am I excited for Odyssey? I am. I actually am. Who knows? Maybe I'll be able to get on like the inaugural cruise or something like that. I don't know. Time will tell. That would be nice though. So maybe they're doing testing with the CDC on board. I don't know. CDC, maybe they probably don't like to get their hands dirty. They probably got invited. Say, here, look, if you want to come on our test sailing, we can show you our health and safety protocols, and we can go from there. Do I want to continue dancing on ships? No, I don't really dance like full time anymore. It's so demanding. You know what I mean? Like spinning on my head every day, flipping over people and stuff. I wouldn't mind doing a contract, but it would just depend on the contract. I'm not looking for it, but if the cruise lines hit me up, I'm like, hey, you know, and they offer me a good deal, I'm for it. I'm all with it. I'm a travel agent, and I'm scheduled to sail January 9th. January 9th on what cruise line? Because I mean, I already said, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to be negative or a Debbie Downer, but I seriously doubt that cruising is going to happen in January. I can't see any scenario in my mind where cruising actually does go down in January or even February at this point. I really don't. You know, I still think we got a very, very long road to go before we actually see cruising. And by the way, guys, if you wouldn't mind, hit that like button for me. All right, I literally just noticed this up there. We got 214 people, which I think is great. But if you guys hit that like button since you're already here, it doesn't cost you anything. I would appreciate it. Just kind of lets YouTube know that I'm doing a somewhat decent job. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. No one knows what the conversation is between the CDC and management. People are bringing up conspiracies and CDC evil, management blame this. Yeah. The truth is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what is being talked about in the general public. You guys got to understand that with any company, with every government or anything like that around the world, there's always some hidden stuff that's going on behind the scenes before we actually know about it being the general public. Like, I hear whispers here and there. You guys know that. Like, whenever I hear something, if it's legitimate and I don't think it's going to get me sued or something like that, yeah, I'll talk about it on the channel. You know, we can always talk about opinions and theories and whatnot because you can't get in trouble for that. But at the same time, it's like there's always some stuff going on that we don't know about. Cruise lines could be doing their test sailings literally right now, and we wouldn't know. You know what I mean? So who knows? I haven't heard anything about it happening, but I could see test sailings maybe happening sometime this month. We don't hear about it, and then all of a sudden they bring out oh, we're doing test sailings with volunteers now in January because they've already got the other, you know, the gist of the test cruises with just the crew member already out of the way in December. So, I mean, I could see that happening personally. That could be getting ready to go down right now, or it's already happening, one of the two. What's that, Corey J? You do a fabulous job. You always tell it straight up, and I like that. Thank you. I believe honesty and just being straight up and transparency is always the answer. You're better off ripping the Band-Aid off than to kind of just, you know, play people along and then tell them the truth later on, because people are invested in this stuff. People have their money and their livelihoods invested in cruising, and not being transparent is just setting people up for failure. The CDC is going to push back on anything that cruise lines do. They have, yeah, you might be right. Unfortunately, you might be right. It's just there's a lot going on right now, and I always tell you guys, like, understand that there's a bigger world going on than a bigger situation going on than just the cruise ship industry. You know, everybody's fighting right now with this whole COVID situation, but there's only so much that can be done. I know the CDC has a lot going on, and whether people think they're right or wrong, the truth is they have their handful. It's not just cruising. There's just the nightclub industry, you know what I mean? There's just the food industry. There's a lot that's happening, like, other than just cruise ship stuff. But I talk about it because that's what my channel is about. But we also have to always keep in mind of the bigger picture that's taking place with this whole pandemic. Let's see. Kelly Green, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Especially right now. You guys know it's holiday season and everybody's about to go broke because of presents and whatnot. Not me. I try to be smart. Like, honestly, you guys can hate me for it, but usually when Christmas time comes around, I get my son like one gift. I tell him, I look, if you want your Xbox, you want your, virtual reality system, just, you get one gift. I think that's how it always should be. I'd rather pay money on experiences rather than material items, if that makes sense. Like if I could, I'd say, hey, we're gonna go to New York, go visit my family up there. I think that's more appropriate and it's a better gift than, physical. Nobody should go broke trying to make somebody happy. That's how I feel about it. That doesn't justify, your love or caring for somebody. Exactly. Make the memories. You have to. So yep. I also accept. Yeah. If anybody's got some Oreo cheesecake, y'all want to send it over, I'm all for it. Let's see. Did you hear about Royal Caribbean sailing out of Singapore December 1st? Yeah, I got a friend of mine. Actually, I got two friends of mine, Kayla and Haley. They are friends of mine that live here in Tampa. They're actually on the Quantum of the Seas right now. So I've been talking with them bits and pieces here and there, but they're friends. I don't use them as like leads to try to pluck out information because they know what I do, and I try not to make it like, oh, hey, what do you guys got for me? You know what I mean? But I will be talking to them within the next couple of weeks and, just trying to figure out exactly what's going on to give an idea. Thank you so much, Scott. Yeah, he's absolutely right. Y'all, we got 213 people watching. If you could hit that like button, if we could for the first time hit 200 likes, I would greatly appreciate it. I think we've only done that like once on my live streams. Now, given my live streams aren't as good as Lalita Locas or anybody else that does them, I'm working on it. I think I told you guys I'm not really a tech savvy guy. I'm still trying to figure out how all of this works as I go along, but I do my best to give you guys value. I think as time goes on, I'll get a little bit more, acclimated to doing all the graphics and whatnot and figuring all that stuff out. So we'll see. I love your live streams and how much you interact with all of us. I think that's the most important part. Like, honestly, if I really wanted to, I could do all the research and whatever like I do for my video and just spew out information to you guys. But I like being able to answer questions. I like being able to interact with you guys because I think that's more important than anything. Because if I make a video, right, let's say like I normally do, and you guys got a question and I can't answer it, what use am I at the end of the day? I'm giving you some value, but I think this is the best way to do it. Let's see. Hold on. There was two questions that I saw. What do you think about the future of new hire people? When it could happen? They're going to have to jump through a lot of hoops. The pay probably won't be as good. The workload is going to be a lot higher and extremely demanding. It's going to be a lot for them to handle. It really, really is. I'm honestly worried for the crew that are going to be working on these ships, but I think they're going to find a way to still find some type of enjoyment. It just depends how the cruise lines go about it. Are they going to close the crew bar? Are the crew going to be granted shore leave? That's the big question. If they don't get that, I think we're going to see a lot of unhappy people working on cruise ships. That's just my personal opinion. As great of an experience as it is, the experience is where, honestly, we're going to the crew bar, getting drunk, going to the excursions, all that stuff that happens. If the crew don't have that, they're definitely going to have a horrible experience working on board ships. Let's see, there was one. So tell me, you're planning to sign for NCL again? I saw your performance on stage. You're really good. Oh, thank you. But no, I'm not working for NCL again, or any cruise line for that matter. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I told you, like, it was a great experience. But with my son and the traveling and stuff, and even what I've built here on this channel, I'm grateful for it. And it wouldn't allow me to work on cruise ships anymore, to be honest. You guys know, like, on this channel, like, I talk about everything, and I think at this point, it's not that I would be blacklisted from cruising, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I see more opportunity with what I'm doing now, and I enjoy what I'm doing. And, as far as the money, you guys know I'm transparent. I make more money doing this now than I ever made working on the ship. Some months anyway. So I had no reason to go back and work. I could honestly at this point just pay for any cruise that I want and go for a week and not have to be on the ship for 6 months to a year. Crew bar is getting shut down and is going to be a deal breaker for a lot of crew. That's what I'm saying. I think it's a very, very big deal that has to be paid attention to. I know a lot of people that, let's say, are just cruisers, you wouldn't know, but that's like your safe haven on the ship. That's your go-to. Now, given, you'll find a lot of alcoholics there because a lot of people that are working 12, 13, 14-hour shifts every day, and the only thing they can do at the end of the day is go have a drink. And shoot, that'd be me too. But that's for a lot of people the saving grace. That's the only time they get to relax. So if the crew bar is closed or anything like that, it's yeah, a lot. Exactly, Scott. you know, I just think that it's going to be an overall horrible experience. There's going to be two deal breakers. For one, there's a lot of factors involved with the crew members, but the deal breakers, in my opinion, are going to be the closing of the crew bar and the shore leave that isn't granted. Because even on when the world is regular, not every single crew, they're not like me, like having every single port off. Some crew members may be lucky, and I'm saying this generously, they may be lucky to get maybe like a day off a week to be able to have maybe a couple hours in the port. Maybe. That's typically how it goes for a lot of the crew members. And they cherish those moments. They look forward to those moments. And if you take that away, the overall, I guess you could say, vibe and energy level of the crew member, the enthusiasm and the morale for the crew is going to be extremely low moving forward. They'll put on the face for the guests, but it's going to be a completely different experience if the crew bar closes and the shore leave isn't granted for the crew whenever cruising does return. Oh, thank you for hitting that like button. Yeah, guys, if you haven't already, hit that like button for me. I appreciate it. Let's see. Still no cancellation for Ncl Blitz January 17. How do you think they will wait? How long do you, or how close do you think they'll wait to cancel it? So I was saying last week, I'm surprised. I thought, you know, following up with Carnival canceling and everything else going on with the other cruise lines, I thought they would have canceled already. But unfortunately, they're probably going to ride it out. We may, you know, it's the beginning of the month. Tomorrow is going to be December 1st. We may hear something tomorrow or sometime this week from Royal Caribbean NCL, because they can't stay silent about this. That's a fact. I think that's a given. But we got to just kind of wait, play it out, see how it goes. But I'd be surprised if they waited until like maybe halfway through December, because it's already out there. We all kind of get we see the writing on the wall. Cruising is not happening in January, you know. So who knows? Now, one theory, I think I was watching a bit of La Lita Loca. Sorry, give me 1 second, guys. I was watching a bit of La Lita Loca's video, and he was talking about like the fact that cruise lines could have been doing this and avoiding cancellations and offering deals was due to the fact that obviously it's a money grab. You know, a lot of people, you know, usually typically, let's say you do your payment plan with the cruise lines, usually you got to finish it up and have it planned at least 2 months and maybe a month out from your sailing. So, you know, with December coming in, they might wait until, let's say, the last possible second or sometime during this week, once everybody has their final payments in and whatnot, to decide to cancel. They're probably going to wait, feel it out and say, okay, well, we got most of these, you know, these payments in, everybody's good. Now we can go ahead and cancel and figure it out from there. I think that's a very, very strong possibility. Thanks, Scott. 200 likes and I'll do my best. Talk Jay to best to talk Jay into doing, man, the Macarena. I do the Macarena. I'm a dancer. I mean, I would definitely do the Macarena. I was gonna say, I need to start doing something. Maybe if I tell you guys, if I get like 200 likes, I'll do like a head spin on my live or something like that. Or a backflip or something. Something I actually enjoy doing. Yeah, we can definitely do that sometime. I'm down for that. I'll make that a deal. All right, so moving forward, whenever we hit 200 likes, I'll do something of your choosing. If you guys want me to do like a classic breakdance move, like a windmill, if you want me to do a backflip in my apartment or whatever, let me know. I'm down. That sounds like fun. So far through Carnival, we have designated bus to get, what's that? To get us the shopping area bubble. Okay, hopefully it stays. Crew bar, there'll be a certain number of crew at a time, but that's stupid. You know what I mean? It's going to destroy the experience that the crew members have. They can't go to the crew bar with their friends. Let's say you go to the crew bar with 5 people and only 3 of them are allowed to get in. It's going to cause a problem. I'm just saying. I truly believe that. By the way, who gave me a? Sorry, I missed it. Celeste, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm telling you, these are hard times that we're living in, guys. I've been grinding as much as I can. But, you know, I'm only one person, but we all got to do it at the end of the day. 17 more and Jay is dancing. I don't know about today. Guys, I've been doing shows and stuff all weekend. I'm a little sore. I might do something. We'll see. We'll see. I might do something. So, cabin party. Oh, yeah. Yeah, cabin parties are always where it's at. I love the cabin parties. We'll see. All right, if that's the case, guys, don't hit that like button. I do want to, but you know, I'm a little sore. I had a battle last night. There's this place that I go to on Sundays called Old Dirty Sundays, where all like the hip hop dancers and stuff hang out. Somebody called me out for a battle, and I barely won. I'm telling you, it was close, but it worked out. So I had 2 competitions like the past couple weeks. I won them both, thankfully. But still, like, guys, I'm getting old. I'm getting fat and old. So I don't know. I don't know if I can do the moves anymore. I don't think I have it. Oh, by the way, there was two things that I wanted to say. So I'll be doing a live stream with the Cruisathon, I believe this Friday. I got to double check. I'll announce it tomorrow on my video, but I'll be doing a live stream. And then I have another one coming up too. Actually have a couple live streams coming up. So I'll be sure to let you guys know who I'll be doing, you know, these collaborations and stuff with. But yeah, it's been cool. I mean, I have other cruisers reaching out to me and cruise bloggers and stuff. So I'll be sure to let you guys know. 28 is not old. I don't know, guys. Maybe it's just, I felt like I was 21 yesterday. Yeah, the live stream with Emma. I have that coming up. We got to solidify the date and all that, and you know, just kind of reconfirm. But yeah, I believe it was next week. I have the live stream. Sorry guys, I'm not really organizing the live stream stuff. I got to check my schedule. I have it all written down, but whenever it comes up and we're like a week out, I'll be sure to let everybody know when they are. You've been a blessing and keeping us up to date on the cruise industry. Keep up the good work and stay safe. Thank you. I'm doing the best I can. And I'm sure most of you guys know, like I have a life outside of this too. So I put a big chunk of my time into making the content, but at the same time, it's just so much stuff that's always going on, especially during this pandemic. It's a lot. Do you know if the musician agencies start to do some auditions? I don't think so. I think right now, a lot of the companies, Ncl included, because you guys know they have their docu-series going on. It's like personal contact only. Like I think they're privately hitting up people that they want to go back on the ship, and they're not necessarily doing auditions. Enjoy 28, wait till you reach 50. I'm not looking forward to 50. I don't know what I'm gonna do. What am I gonna do when I can't do backflips anymore? Let's see, 11 to go. No, guys, I'm not doing it. I'm not. I probably will, but we can't wait to have you as our guest on our live. Oh, I can't either, guys. I'm really excited. I really am. I love doing the live streams. You guys saw one. I don't know if you saw the one I did with Bruce. Me and him talked for a very, very long time. So guys, I can talk forever. So we'll see. 45 more to go. No, we got 10 more to go. Oh, 40. Oh, you're talking about until 50? Or wait, 45 more to go till what? 45 years. I don't even want to think that far ahead. I really don't. 9 more to go. Never mind. We're at 12. Yeah. Let's see. What am I looking at? Oh, till 200 likes. So we got 10 more. I got 190. What do I have to do if I hit the likes? Just did an interview with Emma yesterday. She's awesome. Yeah, I'm excited. What do you have a gymnastics background? No, I'm a street performer. I would go to the gymnastics gym to train. But no, everything started out with kind of like YouTube, and then I got around some of the best in the world, and they showed me, and that's just kind of how it worked. I've been watching your videos since your videos in your cabin. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, guys, it's been a long. If you guys haven't, like for those of you that have maybe joined like my channel this year, go back and watch my older videos. I mean, some of them are kind of stupid, some of them are kind of embarrassing, and I wish I could delete them, but I'm not going to. You guys should definitely check it out. You should. You can go, like if you go look at my videos, there's a filter that you can use to just type in most popular or oldest. If you look at the oldest, you can see I'm completely different. I had no idea what I was doing on camera at the time. There was times where I was like really uncomfortable, and you know, it's been a long road. We're always in the process of becoming and learning. Head spins and tail spins. Okay. All right. Well, here's what I'm gonna do, guys, because I'm gonna have to get out of here probably a little bit earlier. My phone is at like 5%, so if I can find my head spin beanie, I'll do the head spins, and we can go from there if that works for you guys. I don't know about that. You still have a mini Nintendo. What's your favorite game? Yeah, I still have a Nintendo. My favorite game is Super Mario. Always will be. Well, no, scratch that. I will destroy anybody in Super Smash Brothers. Oh, we got 200. All right, wait. So what I have to do? Hold on. I gotta do a head spin. Look, if you guys give me 1 second, I think maybe I can do a head spin. I gotta clear out some space real quick. What if I just do like a hand hop? If I hop on my hand, like one-handed, would that be cool? Would you guys appreciate that or no? Like I'm talking about, so it's a hand hop. I would just one-handed, just kind of just chill there for a minute. Would that be a good idea? And then after that, I gotta probably wrap this video up because I'm at like 5%. Okay, cool. Look, just give me 1 second. Don't go anywhere. I'll show y'all something cool. Just gotta move some stuff out the way. All right. Let's see. I think I can turn this. Yeah, good job, by the way, guys. Thank you for that. Oh, wait, this does turn. Look, so I'm letting you guys know now, I'm slowly in the process of moving, by the way. I'm moving upstairs, which I'm really excited about because I got like a balcony and everything, and I'm gonna have a whole new setup. So yeah, I don't have a lot of stuff in here, but look, check it out. So here, look, hopefully I don't drop this mic pad. Oh, now, can you guys hear me? Yeah, cool. All right, cool. I think we're back, right? How much battery we got left? Cool. All right, cool. Yeah, anyway, guys, so I'm at 2%. I'm going to get ready to wrap this live stream up. I hope you guys enjoyed. So like I said, moving forward, we'll set like a bar. And whenever we hit a certain amount of likes, I'll do something cool, whether it be a backflip or a head spin. I'll just make sure I'm actually prepared. I'm probably going to stretch it for my live stream next time, and then we can go from there. But either way, guys, I'll be back doing my videos tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. I know there's probably going to be a lot of news coming up this week. So be on the lookout, guys. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for watching the channel. Thank you for all the likes and everything. I really appreciate you guys. Stay safe. Last month of 2020, and hopefully things get better in 2021. But I'll see you guys soon, all right? Take care, guys.